Is part 1 of the transmission, and tomorrow of your time is part 2 and part 3, thus taking these 3 transmissions, in a sense, as a whole transmission, which in my time and from my dimension and my frame of reference will simply be delivered all at once, with no break. It will simply find its way into your dimension and your time frame when and where it is appropriately timed for the transmission to be received, when the receiver is ready. Time and space, in that sense, are very flexible, very malleable, as many more of you are now finding out, even in your own reality. Time and space in your reality, as you move forward in your exploration of consciousness and spirituality, are becoming more malleable, more flexible, more plastic, more slippery. Many of you are beginning to realize that you are having different kinds of experiences of space and time now, more synchronicity coming into your lives as you begin to expand your understanding of consciousness, as you begin to live more in the moment, as you begin to realize and manifest the idea of your dream, your passion, your joy, your excitement. This is part and parcel of this whole so-called new age of awareness on your planet, which we are more than happy to assist you in co-creating. The idea of this transmission, specifically, as has been explained to you to some degree already, is to create an understanding of how you create your physical reality, how you have created your physical reality, how you can create your physical reality to be more in alignment, more harmonious, more synchronous with what you prefer it to be. And that this has a lot to do specifically with the receiver in your body, which is what you call your brain. As we have said previously in another transmission, there are 3 stages to the idea of the downloading of informational reality and the experience of reality when it comes to the connection and the relationship between non-physical and physical reality. The higher mind, the higher self, that component of who you are as a person, the non-physical side of your consciousness, as is specifically designed to interact with the physical side of your personality and your consciousness, that downloads energy, information, concepts. That higher mind, in that sense, is the conceiver. And thus then, in delivering that information through the brain, which is the receiver, the antenna, the wiring of the brain then configures that download of information in a manner that is appropriate based on the belief systems in the personality for the personality to interpret, to receive, and to perceive in physical reality, as physical reality. In other words, the concepts coming from the higher mind are translated through the antenna of the brain into concepts that are then perceived by the physical mind, the physical personality, as your physical reality experience. So if there is something about your physical reality experience that you wish to change, the idea is to understand that it is part and parcel of the way you are receiving the information, the way your brain is interpreting the informational downloads from your higher mind that determines through the belief systems that have wired your brain into a certain configuration exactly how the physical mind is actually capable of perceiving your physical reality experience. Because physical reality is really not solid. It is really only the experience of it that is real, but not the physical reality itself. Physical reality, as you have heard for thousands of years, is just an illusion. But the experience of it is real. And the experience of physical reality is determined by the belief systems and definitions that are hardwired into your brain, into your receiver, into your antenna, and thus then determines exactly how you interpret and how you receive the conceptual downloads coming from the higher mind. So, allowing the brain to be wired in a manner that allows for clear communication, clear connection between physical mind and higher mind is of paramount importance in order to know that you are receiving and interpreting the downloads from higher mind in a manner that is aligned with the idea of intention of higher mind, and in a manner that will allow you then to experience physical reality in a manner that is also aligned with that higher vibration, that higher frequency. So, this transmission tonight and tomorrow of your time is designed specifically to help rewire the brain in a manner that makes it more superconductive, more hyperconductive, more receptive of the original, initial, intentional, vibrational frequency of the download from the higher mind, so that it can be interpreted and perceived and experienced by the physical mind in a way that is more in alignment with the higher mind's desire, the higher mind's intention. Because the higher mind's intention is always, 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 always to guide the physical experience in a manner that will allow the physical personality to best realize itself, to best express itself in the most fundamental way, in the most natural way, in the way that is most highly aligned with the highest vibration in creation, which you translate as love, passion, joy, excitement. So when you act on those things in your life, the things that contain the highest amount of joy, passion, excitement, you are thus then most aligned with your true natural core being. However, we understand that many times in physical reality, especially on your planet, you are raised to believe things, certain definitions, certain belief systems about physical reality that do not necessarily allow you the ability, the willingness, the awareness to act on those vibrations and those frequencies coming from your higher mind that are most aligned with your natural true core excitement, joy, passion, and love. So true core excitement, joy, passion, and love. So learning how to allow your brain to rewire itself, learning how to transform those definitions and those beliefs through many different directions is one way to allow you to become a better receiver, a clearer receiver of the information from higher mind, and allow you to experience a physical reality that is more in accord with that idea of your natural, true core excitement, joy, passion, and love. So that is why we will talk about some of the specific mechanisms of the brain tonight, and tomorrow we will deal specifically with the idea of the structure, the nature of the structure of belief systems. We have done a lot of talking about the nature of beliefs and different beliefs, how you can transform them, the many different ways that there are. For all techniques and all tools are simply permission slips. Different rituals are simply permission slips. They give you permission, in a sense. They give yourself permission, in a sense, to be more of who you are. Because the permission slips you are attracted to, the tools, techniques, and rituals you are attracted to, are simply attractive to you because they are most aligned with the belief system within you. So they reveal to you, in a sense, a reason. They seem like a reason, an ability. They give you a sense of permission to grant yourself the ability to be more of who you are. But tomorrow we will talk very specifically about the nature of the actual structure of beliefs, especially the idea of the negative ones that you many times seem to have a great deal of difficulty changing in your lives. We will literally, in a sense, examine them as if we were using a very powerful X-ray beam to reveal the structure, the skeletal structure of a belief, so that you can then thus, by that revelation, by looking at the X-ray, by looking at the structure, begin to understand how beliefs reinforce themselves, and by being able to see how they do so, beginning to be able to sense where and when you have the ability to empower yourself to change that structure, to use that structure to your positive advantage, and to change and transform those beliefs in positive ways, to start allowing them to work for you, in a sense, instead of against you. We will do that in depth tomorrow of your time. And then, as has been explained, we will utilize the technology of the holotope experience to take what we are talking about tonight of your time and tomorrow morning of your time and synthesize and fuse it together in an experience that will then, with the knowledge we are sharing tonight and tomorrow, help you in that moment, in those 15 minutes within that holotope experience, really truly learn to allow your brain to rewire itself to become highly conducive, highly conductive to the receiving of the energy in a manner that will make it easier for you to examine any beliefs that may seem to be standing in your way, and use that X-ray vision to see what the structure of that belief is and change it on your own. so that each and every one of you at the end of this 3-part transmission will be capable of walking away into your lives, into your reality, with a very powerful permission slip tool that you can apply to any belief system that you wish to change very quickly, very rapidly, very immediately, and get the effect that is more in alignment with your true, natural, core, passionate, loving selves. Does that make sense to you? Yes. All right. Now, before we continue with the specifics of 15 minutes and counting, we would also like to bring up another aspect of your collective consciousness and throw that into the mix.
Let go of all the things you think you need to think about, because you don't need to think about them now. So, if you're thinking of having second thoughts, think again. Relax, let go. Take a deep breath in and let it out. And as you do, allow your lights to dim and your music to rise. And focus on the holotope and understand that you are looking at a reflection of your inner being, in whatever way works for you at this time. Allow yourself to continue to breathe, taking deep breaths in, letting them out, at an easy, effortless pace. And allow yourself, as you continue to do this, to drift into the center of your being and start to feel all of the cords and connections that connect you to everything. Look at the holotope as an example, a diagram of all the different strings and cords of energy and information and lines of light by which in your physical reality you choose to be connected to all other things. And allow yourself to feel the vibrations that exist now and the momentum that may be behind certain probabilities. And see the holotope as a graphic equation of probabilities, so that different chords and strings and pathways may stand out at different times as you look at it through the course of this meditation, allowing you to understand how to read these lines of information and read the probabilities and where most of the energy and momentum may be behind certain ideas. But again, remember, this is a reading of the present. There is no such thing as the future right now. There are only other probable alternate nows, all of them existing simultaneously, through which you are shifting over and over and over again, billions of times per second, charting your course, redefining yourself over and over again. And understand that you yourself, in a sense, are such a prediction. Because the personality is a channeled entity, you are constantly reading yourself, taking note, taking readings, and allowing yourself to shift and adjust and course correct on the map of your journey. Reinventing, redefining yourself constantly. Readjusting the probabilities of who and what you are and what you will experience your life to be. This is an ongoing, constant process of change going on within you all the time in your consciousness. The holotope now acts as a map and a chart of all the different variations and probabilities of your personality as you channel it through into physical reality, into the physical dream. Whatever now stands out can be symbolically representative of another aspect of your being, another way of defining yourself, another personality that you can be. Take a moment to really observe what is standing out, almost as if you are reading the permission slip known as a tarot card with all of its different imagery, allowing one image to stand out, one line of light, one fractal to be more apparent than another at one moment over another. Just see how it undulates. Just see how it changes. With every single change of light, there is new information encoding into you. Only the information that you truly need. Only the information that is truly about you. Only that which is truly relevant for you at this time as the personality you choose to be. And 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 choose to be, 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 constantly making choices, whether you know it or not. You are constantly redefining who you are, and you are constantly, literally becoming a new person every moment, with a new history every moment. Because the past is illusion, and so is the future, and you're creating them both from the present. So you are rewriting your history every moment, over and over and over and over and over again. A new dawn, a new day, a new you, a new history, a new time, a new space, a new reality. Always new. Continuity will now begin to break apart, come apart at the seams, and be more flexible and malleable as it melts in the crucible of your understanding and the fire of your comprehension. Allow yourself to let it melt, dissolving the personality that used to be there that no longer serves you, and recrystallizing the one that is now, at this moment, more in alignment with who you truly are as a frequency, as a consciousness, as an aspect, as a projection of all that is. And feel the freedom and the unconditional love that supports you in this process, in this recreation and reinvention, redefinition of yourself. Every moment, you are always supported in your imagination, in your higher mind, in your higher self, in your oversouls, as you become more and more crystallized in spirit and awareness and awakening, in the dream of physical reality into which you will now awaken more and more every day. Reading all the symbols that appear in your physical reality as reflections, as symbols of changes in your consciousness. In the eclipse of your moon that now allows you to dive more deeply into the mysteries of your being, to let them unfold in the night and in the day. Let them blossom. Let them become part of who you are. Let them take their place within you as aspects of your being that serve you. Allow yourself to dream and drift in lunar light, in loving light, in the night, in the mystery that opens into the brilliant day that shall reveal a new path every moment to you that you can walk, that becomes broad and wide and stable and clear all the way to the horizon, no matter how it may wind. It is the path of your being, the path of who you truly are. Allow yourself to feel the support that moves you forward, the driving engine, the organizing principle, the path of least resistance, the path that connects to all other expressions of your joy, and the reflective mirror that will always reveal to you what is out of alignment with that path, with your truth, so that you can let go of those things that no longer serve you, that simply do not belong to you, and allow yourself to gather yourself together with intention. And you move forward on that beam of light, that beam of intention, that beam of awareness, that beam of being. Breathe it in and make it your own. Breathe it in and make it your own. Breathe it in and make it your own. And it is you. And every breath you take is life supporting you. And every breath out is you supporting life. Back and forth in the exchange of unconditional love of nature and your natural being that blossoms forth more and more every day in play, in life and love. Allow your music to dim. Allow your lights to go down and remain floating free in the dark of night, for there is still light that reaches you in that darkness. It is the light of illumination, the light of awareness, the light of being, the light of all that is always there, whether it is invisible to your senses or not, but your senses may open and see the light that shines brightly within each and every one of you, in your heart, in your spirit, in your soul. For you are that light, and you are that information. You are encoded light and encoded love, and life itself is what you are. Allow yourselves now to drift softly, easily, and freely, and just be at peace. As your music fades and your lights fade, and you allow yourselves to float in the darkness of the night in the arms of mystery, and allow yourself to cross that threshold into a new understanding, a new momentum, and an infinite array of probabilities that are all in alignment and can all be used to propel you forward into the dream that you prefer to dream, the dream of yourself when you dream yourself into being. Be at peace and be lucid in that dream, just as you are lucid now in the dream we have immersed you in together. Be at peace. Be at peace. Be at peace. Our unconditional love to you all.